then we'll run through a couple things. And okay,
before you do,
we are
Jeremy,
live.
have we heard anything from Susan? I have not heard. I'm looking at my messages. I haven't heard anything. Has anybody heard anything from Susan?
I have not heard anything.
Okay.
I don't have.
Oh, not a big deal. I mean, you can continue. It's just I thought I'd ask.
Okay. All right, so we are live. I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to call the meeting to order. So.
You get paid more than I do.
Yeah, but my job's not as important.
Oh, give me a break. All right. Well, I guess I will call the meeting to order then. At 3:02. I don't have an agenda. I should have printed it. That's okay. There's nothing to look at. It just says work practice thing, right?
Yep.
It is a practice. Yes. All right.
So obviously roll call is on the screen, minus Susan.
Got it.
Pretty nice to be able to see.
Now, do you want Jeremy to go back to what he was doing, or anybody have questions?
Well, I think we need to start from the beginning. Ron just joined us, and
Yep.
we are now.
Do we have to do the pledge or anything? Are we good?
Well, it's
Nope.
not on this agenda. We can.
No, it's not. I didn't. Okay, we're good.
Okay. Then we'll go through a little bit of kind of what the meeting's going to look like. A big part of this was just making sure that everybody could get connected. We can see the video and we can hear everybody. And at this point, Susan's the only question mark. Don't know about her yet, but I know that she knows how to reach out if she's got issues. So we'll just kind of move forward with this. So one of the things we talked about were just some guidelines for meetings like this, video or teleconference meetings, especially when it comes to more and more people involved. The more people we have involved in these meetings, the more the background noise is going to be, it's going to become an issue. The more kind of talking over each other, it's going to be hard to know who is talking and try to hit everybody. So the first thing that I like to tell people in these meetings is definitely use your mute button when you're not talking. Make sure that Joe, you probably will stay unmuted for most of the meeting only because you're kind of directing the whole thing, and you will see who needs to talk and when, and so you will probably stay unmuted for most of the meeting. I have the ability to mute people because I am the organizer of this online meeting. So I will be able to mute, but I cannot unmute. So you guys are going to have to unmute yourself when it comes time to talk, and make sure that Joe knows that you would like to talk. If you want to chime in, if there's an agenda item up for discussion and you want to chime in on that, you can raise your hand. If everybody can see the video, you can use the chat, which we just looked at on the side, and send a message to the group, just letting everybody know that you want to chime in, have something to say. But the important. Sorry.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me 1 second. Was Ron here for the chat function?
I don't know, and I was going to check on that and run, just look really quick at those icons just so that. Oh, there's Ron. I can chat. So obviously he saw where the chat function is if he's typing in a chat. So just to be thorough, we'll make sure that everybody can do that. And that would be a good way to kind of indicate that you would like to speak. That will be a good way to keep the background noise to a minimum if we can kind of mute and unmute during the meetings. So you guys have any questions about that? know how, do you all know how to unmute? I believe we do, but just making sure.
Yep, not a problem.
And that's a yes from Randy. That's a thumbs up from Joe. I'm getting nods from Ron. And I see that Sandy is unmuted, so sure looks like sure looks like she knows how to do that. All right. So that really is going to be the big thing for these online meetings. The background noise is the biggest distraction and kind of the biggest interference to having that run. The other thing that I just wanted to bring up is everybody able to bring up the agenda on their screen and see the agenda as well as the video?
Jeremy, I think you probably need to go through that.
Are you sharing right now your screen, Jeremy?
Yes, your screen.
I am presenting the agenda for today
Right.
to the meeting, and that is one option that we can do. I could present the agenda for the board meeting to the video chat so you all could see it, and if you let's see. If you want to open it up side by side so that you can see the video chat and then have a separate window for the agenda, I can show you how to do that as well. So I guess, do we want to see both ways and then you can decide, or do we want to just make a decision whether we're going to present to the group or open the document separate? I'm okay either way. Randy?
Yes, Jeremy. The only problem is when you are bringing it up this way, you're blocking all the other attendees. I only see you, Ron, and Joe, and that's
Okay.
it.
And that's not a great view. So let's do this. I'm going to stop presenting. Sorry, Joe, something?
Let me just, if I could just share one thing, I don't know if I got lucky or something, but the grids that are up in the right-hand corner, you know where the chat thing is, and then there's that waffle-looking thing. When Jeremy was talking about that earlier before some of these other people got in there, I clicked on it and I have a pretty awesome view right now. I've got Aaron and Howard, myself and Jeremy, Sandy and Ron, Randy and Lynn. And then I've got the agenda in the left-hand quarter screen. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I got lucky. So I don't know.
Let me present and show everybody what that icon looks like, just to so that everybody knows where to see that. So I'll present here. All right. So you should see a picture. It looks like the top right corner of my video window. The icon that looks like that. It might have a diagonal line through it, but if you click on that, you'll be able to see everybody in a grid, and then if you click on it again, it goes back to kind of they call it the spotlight view, where you have one big picture and then some small. I really like the grid. The grid view is a really, for me, it's a really nice view, and I'm able to see a lot more. Just the only concern I have with that is the size of the agenda. I mean, when it's in a grid, are you able to read the agenda?
I can read your presentation, Jeremy.
Okay. No, if that's legible, then that's definitely a workable option for the agenda. Yeah. So here, let me stop presenting that icon, and I'll go back to presenting the agenda.
Now, on the surface, it's a little bit small.
Yeah.
me. You know, I could use my laptop, and I'm sure with a bigger screen, I'm sure I could read it just fine.
Yep. And that's for me a lot of times when I'm in the cabinet meetings. I have a Chromebook open that's got my email and internet doing searches, whatever that is, and then I have my Surface that's doing the video chat. So I'm using two different devices to being on that meeting. If there is a laptop that you have that you could open, or if you have an iPad that you could bring up the agenda on separate from the window, that would also make it easier. Randy?
Yeah, one thing Brian showed Sandy and I this morning was splitting the screen, where
Yep.
we could put the video chat thing on one screen and put our, say, our board docs on the other screen, so we could split it half and half also.
Yeah. Let me share my entire screen, and I'll give you an idea of how that works. Maybe for the other people who haven't seen it. It's going to look a little weird. My screen is an ultra wide screen, so it's going to be kind of long and narrow, but you hopefully will get the idea. If you notice, I've got my video chat window here, and then on a separate tab in the same window, I've got my email up, which has my agenda. So if I bring that up, I've got the two tabs. I can just drag this tab directly out of the window and have it side by side. And that way you have the agenda and the chat window, and they are side by side. Once again, on the surface, it might be a little small, even doing that, but it is, in my opinion, it is better than having it in the video meeting, it presented to the meeting, because you can zoom in. So on this, I have a zoom in and out button. I can zoom in on the agenda, see that a little better, which is hard to do when it's presented to the meeting like I was doing before. So that would be how we could do the two different ways we could do the agenda. Actually, three if you consider a separate device like an iPad or a laptop. So I'll leave it to you. What I could do is just present the agenda to the meeting. As long as we're in grid view like this, you should still be able to see everybody and have it not take over everything. And then if you would like, you can also have it open separately on the side. I'm all up for options, and I'll whatever works best for the group is what I want to do.
Well, Jeremy, a question that I have for you is, when you did this on your ultra-wide screen, I know it doesn't matter what size screen, but how would I, at this point in time, right now, get my board docs into you, because you had two tabs?
Yes. So
How would I do that?
you're still seeing my screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to close out of that. So I'm assuming you've got your window with your meeting. You've got a tab up at the top. Just open a new tab. So hit
That's the part I do not see.
the plus sign. So next to the tab you have open, there should be a plus sign for a new tab.
The very, very top.
See, that's where I'm at. I'm at the very, very top, and let me tell you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Jeremy Corliss is presenting, and then I drag over, and I'm over by the grids in the chat box.
Go above.
I can't.
Does your screen look like this? Where try double clicking on the video chat. Any of the video windows.
Ah, got it.
There we
Okay.
go.
Here's my tabs.
Yep. So now you open up a new tab, and then I believe do you have a bookmark for board docs?
I do.
So you would just open up board docs, which I don't I don't know that I have that bookmarked anyway. You would open up Board Docs in your new tab. Do you have that? Do you have Board Docs loaded up there?
Yeah, I've got this agenda open up.
Okay, so at the very top, you can click on the tab. Just click and drag to the right or to the left. Just drag it off the title bar, and it should separate it out and make two different windows. Did that work?
Yeah, it started to, but I slid the meeting off by mistake.
Well, it doesn't matter which one separates off as long as you're separating one of them.
Yeah. There, I've got it.
You've got it?
Yes. So do you have any openings in your department? I feel qualified now.
Yeah, I will call you an honorary tech for the day.
All right, thank you.
Very good job. So anybody else have an issue seeing this or opening like this? Uh-oh. I think we just lost Joe.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Quick question for you. When I try to open up another tab, I'm just going to open up Google.
Yeah.
When I try to pull that, I try to pull it down in to the main screen area, then the second screen takes over. It doesn't split it. So what am I doing incorrectly there?
So when you drag it off, just let it go, let it take over, and then click again and drag it all the way to the right side of the screen, and it should pop up. Then you can click on whatever you want on the left side of the screen, and it'll share them equally.
Okay. Yeah.
Not quite doing it for you.
Oh. Yeah, well, okay, yeah. When I'm doing that, then I'm getting half of the new screen. So I guess I just need to minimize it. I guess I just need to minimize it, and then I'm good.
Okay. And I'm seeing Lynn say no, but I'm not sure what it's about. And you're still muted, Lynn. So unless you're talking to yourself, I can't hear you. Uh-oh. And she hung up on me.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think the step that was missed was, Brian said, you do have to go up into the right-hand corner and minimize the screen so that you don't have two full screens showing up there. So that's probably what it will. Click in the box.
Click in the box. So if I'm going to close this. We'll open it up again, and so I have one window, two tabs. I drag this tab off, and it takes up the full screen. I can drag it again all the way to the right side, or like Brian was saying and Randy, you can click on this button and you can unmaximize, we'll call it, unmaximize that screen. And then you can do the same on your video chat, and you have the same thing. You have a side-by-side view. So all sorts of fun tech stuff today. All right. Did we lose Joe again?
Welcome back, John.
I left this meeting twice, didn't you guys notice?
Yeah, I did notice that. I thought maybe I was saying something offensive, but
Well,
I couldn't think of what it would be.
I had to hang up, I could see what I was thinking.
Sandy, if you want to see yourself in the grid, when you click on, or when you put your mouse over that waffle, you can check the box that says include yourself in the grid. So if I check that box, it adds me to the grid, and if I uncheck that box, it takes me out. I personally like seeing myself. I stare at myself while I'm talking. It makes it really, really easy to talk. No, I actually prefer not seeing myself.
Well,
Um,
and I'm good with that. It's just like, well, how comes everybody else is up there? And,
Yep.
Randy told me all I had was the ceiling. So it's like, well, I wonder if I got this right now.
No, you've got it right. You've got it right. We can
Okay.
see your face,
Okay, I'm good.
and even if you can't see your video in the grid, everybody else will see yours in the grid.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good. I just didn't think I was there.
Okay. No, you've got it, Randy.
Okay.
Sandy, you didn't see yourself next to all those the three icons at the top, all the way to the right.
Oh, there in the little bitty corner. Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
all the way up there.
That's you,
All right.
Sandy.
That's about as big as I like to see myself.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I can make sure I'm in the screen and not really be able to see all my gray hair. All right. And anything else? Any other questions on this that you guys have? This is a new one. I'm going to stop presenting my whole screen for this. So I know this is a new one for everybody, but I'm really excited. This went really smoothly, getting everybody connected. Brian's here in the room, so I just want to say thank you to Brian for getting all the cameras set up and installed, and making sure everybody was ready to do that, and then getting everybody logged in. And Adam for helping Ron. I know he helped down there. So anything else any other questions that we have?
Adam checked it out and made sure everything was working. So you did good.
Yep. Well, I can see you, I can hear you, so he obviously did a good job.
So I do have a question based on that information. Did Susan's computer or Surface ever make it into IT?
Brian, did we get Susan's Surface?
No.
We did not get Susan's Surface.
Zero contact.
Okay.
I never received any response from Susan, period.
Okay.
And she got emailed when everyone else did, so I don't know what the deal is.
Probably safe to assume that her surface is fine.
I'll text her later.
Yeah. If you get a hold of her, it would be good just to take a look at the camera and make sure that it is functioning. But we have time to do that on Monday if we need to. So and even Tuesday, we have time. I'd like to not wait, but I also trust that Susan's tech savvy enough that I'm sure that we can work with her to figure that out.
Well, you still have tomorrow. Oh, wait, our school employees don't work on Fridays.
Yes. If by we you mean not me, then yes, we have tomorrow.
I think we end up working every Friday.
That's, yeah, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
If I go a Friday without getting a call, I don't know what I'll do.
so being that we have awkward silence right now, everybody got this from Lynn, this protocol thing? So if we can just study that a little bit, we'll try to model that and sound like we know what we're doing next Tuesday. How's that?
Yep.
And maybe this will be the only virtual meeting we have to have. Maybe.
But it'll be nice to have the training to do it if the time comes again.
Right. Yes,
Well,
Ron.
if you like, you can do all of your teleconference meetings this way.
That would be awesome.
I actually personally I prefer this over just doing straight telephone. You know, I can see people. But the question I was going to ask you, Joe, is as far as the public observing this, or how's that going to work?
They're not observing, they're just listening. They can just hear it. It's live streamed, just audio. Right, Jeremy?
Yeah, just hearing or seeing the meetings. Okay.
Yes, that's exactly it. I am broadcasting. It's on YouTube, but the picture on YouTube is the Wickenburg School District logo, and then the audio is the audio from what we're doing here.
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay, thanks.
Anybody else have any questions? Anybody know any good jokes? Whoa, no,
I know
Andy.
I know a good joke. Meg was on a classroom meeting, and she was telling jokes with the kids. How do you spell Mississippi with one I?
I don't know.
Mississippi.
Oh my gosh.
It only works if you
are-
have video. That would not have worked with a teleconference call. So that's one more reason to do
That's
video.
right. That's perfect. So Howard, I have a question. It's on topic, but it's not on a school district thing. You had a meeting with 75 participants. Did it make these people very, very tiny, or weren't they all on your screen?
They just weren't all on the screen. I went with the side view rather than the grid view, but regardless of which view I would be on, there's just no way to see all of them. So that's where I have found in running the different meetings, it really helps if you just have people enter their name or just say I've got a question into the chat. Then you have the ability, because sometimes you'll have 3 people that want to talk all at once. Well, you know how it is on the phone. That becomes very confusing, and even the raising the hand you may or may not see. And so anyway, yeah, I think it works pretty well.
Good. Anybody else?
You want one more joke?
Yeah, I think we'll do yours and then Sandy's. She really wants to tell it. I can tell.
Okay, here's a riddle for you. Why are there no cases of COVID-19 in Antarctica?
I don't know.
Why?
Because they are isolated.
Uh,
I did tell my son he needs to get out more.
I'm definitely
That's
giving
what
that one to
you're trying
Meg.
all right. Is everybody comfortable and to be done, or do you have questions? I guess we can be done.
All right. Well, thank
Jeremy,
you very
thank
much.
you so much. And thanks, Brian. I know you can probably hear me, or maybe Jeremy can tell you thanks for doing my computer or my Surface. And he got me to take a ride up to Vulture Peak last night so I could actually use my Surface, but that's okay. I didn't
Well,
mind.
everybody needs to see Vulture Peak every once in a while.
Exactly. It was
Nothing
a
wrong
pleasure.
with that.
All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a great day and have a great weekend, you school employees. And not you,
There you
Jeremy.
go.
You gotta work tomorrow.
Not me. Thanks a lot. Everybody except Jeremy have a good weekend. I
Right.
appreciate
I
it.
still want you to have a good weekend, but you still have some work to do, I'm sure.
All right.
Thanks, you guys.
Also found the
Yeah, thanks.
that says leave call.
The what?
Good guy.
Oh,
Yes, the button that
Middle.
says leave call.
In the middle, Joe.
yeah.
Leave call.
Leave the call.
I just wanted to see if they were talking about me.
Nobody's talking about you.
Okay, I'm leaving.
But I'm removing everybody now.
Okay, I'm gone.
All right.
It's kind of like herding sheep.